Shalom and welcome to Branch of Israel. This is Rabbi Roger coming to you from God's beautiful country, Israel. Throughout history, long before any of us ever existed, there was a society that did not know how to read or write, so they started drawing pictures and telling stories through them, and creating words from them such as the Egyptians and the Asians have done. More interestingly, Hebrew at one time started this way. What every culture's letters originally looked like eventually evolved into what we have today in our modern society. For the Hebrew letters, it went through several revisions before ending up with today's letters, and then they added the cursive form on top of that. In modern English, each letter has only two characteristics, its form and sound. In Hebrew, there are two other characteristics beyond that. Each letter has a name and a meaning. For example, we will look at the first two letters of the Hebrew alphabet. The first letter is called Aleph. Its original form was that of an ox head, and is the only original silent letter, yet it takes on the sound of the vowel. Just like in English there are 5 vowels, the exact same is true with Hebrew. So the Aleph could sound like A, E, O, U. The meaning behind this letter is that of a leader, like a chief. I'll give you an example of this after we look at the next letter. The second letter is called Bet, and its form is that of a house or tent. Its meaning is not just house or tent, but family. What is the house for? To fill it with a family. For example, we see in the Bible the house of Israel, or the house of David. One other thing though, it has the same sound as the English letter B, but also has a V sound. If the bet is placed at the beginning of a word, it can mean either in or with. For example, babait is in the house, whereas ba'ahava is with love. And as an aside, for those of you who have bought ahava products, now know it is the Hebrew word for love. So now we need to look at an example of these two letters to show you how meanings of letters help determine the word. Now keep in mind this only works with biblical Hebrew and not modern Hebrew. One word I'd like to look at is Abba, which has 3 letters, Aleph, Bet, Aleph. Now most of you may know this word, but if you do not, then great, because you will see how the word comes about. The first letter in this word, and keep in mind that we read from right to left, is the ox that represents a leader. But what is he the leader of? Well, the second letter tells us because it is a house or a tent. Who lives in the house? Who's the leader of the house? Exactly, the father. Just based on the first 2 letters alone is the word Av, which is father. But if we add the third letter, which is the Aleph again, then not only is he the father of the house, but the protector of it, because that is what he's supposed to do, make the house a safe place. To get in touch with me, or for more teachings and information, visit branchofisrael.com. That's branchofisrael.com. Again, this is Rabbi Roger coming to you from Israel. Thank you so much for listening. Lehitraot, goodbye, or see you again.